What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Crypto Catch Up. Now, just this morning, we did a live stream talking about the fact that I thought that we were in a bear trap, that I thought it was a good time to be buying, that I was going to be doing some massive dollar cost average. And I want an update. I want to give you an update now, tell you what's happening with the market and how insanely bullish those plays that we made just 12 hours ago have been. Now, just 12 hours ago, we were talking about the fact in the live stream, look, 12 hours ago, right here, the fact that liquidations were extremely favored to the upside. I mean, I had never seen liquidations this favored to the upside. And if you don't know what that means, typically speaking, to make it the most easy, crypto's prices will typically move over an extended period of time in the direction of the most liquidations. So in a situation like this, in which all of the liquidations in the market are typically above the price, you're usually going to see a bounce. And when it's this heavily favored to the upside, it's almost guaranteed. It's like a 90% chance you're going to see a bounce to the upside. And so because we were seeing this, guys, I was telling you, I am buying right now. I think now is the time to be buying. I even showed you my Discord server, all of the buys I did on Solana and Ethereum and Bitcoin and more, because it seemed like the market was set up for a bounce. Feel free to go check out this live stream from this morning if you want to see those insights that we had. And what I want to show you now is what has happened. Since then, since we did that live stream just 12 hours ago and our price was right around this little level, we dipped right to $49,854. Bitcoin itself is up over 12%. Many of our altcoin purchases up between 15 to 20%. Absolutely smashing it. Not only that, we've already started to see the liquidations even back out again as more and more and more people are getting liquidated. Now, the craziest thing is that, again, we just saw this morning that liquidations were heavily favored here, and they're already getting back to this point, which means that so many people are being liquidated. Millions and millions of dollars are being liquidated right now because of the fact that people got too extended to the downside. We noticed it and we bought as a result of it. Now, if we do actually go to the liquidation, let's go to liquidation history. Actually, I want to use this one instead. If we go to liquidation history, and we zoom this all the way into the last couple hours, which will be a representation of this closest bar. Look at this. We are just within the last few hours, guys, $25 million of shorts have been liquidated when only $1 million of longs liquidated. When we just saw $800 million of longs get liquidated just yesterday, and $284 million worth of shorts get liquidated as well yesterday as the price did start to bounce before the daily close. And so because of that, what you can see is that there are millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of shorts being liquidated because of the same reasons that we pointed out this morning. Now, the question that everybody is going to have is like, okay, what now, right? The question everyone is going to have is what now? And what I don't want you to do is you cannot be on the seesaw with this thing, okay? What is this, Tyler? What does being on the seesaw mean? Well, do you know those, when you're in kindergarten, they have those little rides and they're like this, and one person sits on this side and one person sits on this side. When you sit on this side, it does that, and it goes like this. Well, what I want you to imagine is that this is fear and this is greed. And what you can't keep doing is this: fear, greed, fear, greed, fear, greed, over and over and over again. Because if you make those emotional decisions, you're going to consistently lose. And what that looks like, for example, is just this morning. Maybe you were freaked out about what the market was doing. You thought that everything was going straight to zero, and you started selling right here. And now that this market's starting to pump, now you're feeling FOMO. You're regretting those sales that you did, and now you're starting to rebuy in right here. Now, I hope you understand that in the long term, sure, yeah, those purchases that you made may continue upwards on something like Bitcoin, on something like Solana. But at the end of the day, you don't really know if this is the end of the correction. This could be an ABC move. We could still continue back lower, or we could come back down for a double bottom. This does not mark the end of the crash just yet, or at least it's not confirmed that this is the end of the crash just yet. And what I would tell you is that at this given point, if you're not going to be buying for the long term, and I'm talking the very long term, buying right now is an emotional decision that you will probably end up regretting if this price does start to pull back to the downside. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to give you a little bit of insight of what I am seeing currently that is kind of driving the fact that I am still rather bullish in the long term. Well, one of the biggest things that I'm paying attention to is the fact that Bitcoin, for example, is putting in bullish structure. As you can see here, if we do stay on the 1 hour charts, you can see that we put in this move, and then we put in this move, and now we're trying to break to the upside. Guys, this is called a cup and handle pattern. And typically speaking, thinking a cup and handle pattern is a bullish pattern that can give a crypto the ability to break pretty strong to the upside. In this situation, if this cup and handle pattern is 100% executed upon, that would give us a breakout target for Bitcoin back up towards $61.6 thousand, which actually gives Bitcoin an ability to retest some of these previous highs that it lost, as well as re-clearing some of these previous points of liquidity like we saw back here. And so although I am definitely being a little bit more cautious right now, and I definitely think buying right now might be a super emotional decision because we just started pumping again, it does seem as if over the long term, Bitcoin is putting in some extremely bullish structures, and we could start to see this reversal happen. We could start to make them move to the upside. But again, it's just risky to buy right now. And so personally, what I'm doing and the way that I'm going about this for Bitcoin, for Solana, and for the rest is I'm just sitting on the purchases that I did this morning. I'm just sitting on the purchases that I did this morning. If you were not buying this morning and you're trying to buy right now, option number one is you buy now and accept the fact that it might pull back and you might have to dollar cost average down on that dip to bring this average cost down if we do pull back. Option number two is you kind of just wait a little bit, wait for a dip and then go in, but obviously you're taking the risk that this market would go upwards. So if I was somebody who regretted the fact that they weren't buying in this big dip towards the lower $48,000 levels, what I would do is I would average in a little bit, just buy a tiny amount. If I have $100 available, I'm putting $10 in, then I'm slowly averaging the rest of that $90 over the course of about 2 weeks as we do get some more clarity of if this is the end of this crash or if this is just a correction. Because if this is the end of the crash, then you're just going to be buying your way up. The market will continue upwards. And although your dollar cost average will get higher and higher, you're still getting good buys because the market's moving green. If we do see this market pull back to the downside, though, now you still got funds available to lower that dollar cost average and buy more and more and more if this thing does continue back into the oversold territory. So it's kind of a win-win for you. And that's definitely the way that I would play it. But personally speaking, considering I was buying right here for Bitcoin, the fact that I did pick up some Solana around this $118 level, the fact that we did pick up a little bit of Ethereum at this $2,100 or $2,230 level, roughly around here, considering we did get this purchase and we did buy around the bottom of this dip, at least, right? Maybe not the bottom of the whole move, but the dip. I'm just sitting on those buys and I'm not going to do too much right now. I'm going to try to get some clarity from the market before I make some moves. But the main thing that I wanted to let you know was that the mindset that we had this morning, the fact that we felt like it was oversold, the fact that we thought that this market could rally and reverse at any given point, and we were determined to buy when everybody else was screaming and fearful on Twitter, led us to seeing these beautiful 15, 20% gains. So massive congratulations to you. The good part about this is whether you got in or whether you didn't get in, it does seem as if crypto is starting to put in some bullish structure. It does seem as if the market wants to move in an upward direction and recover some of this crash losses. So there could still be gains on the way. So slowly dollar cost averaging in here and slowly adding to that bag over the next few weeks does seem as if it could pay some dividends and do really well. So because of that, it seems like a great territory to still be purchasing, but I definitely would slow it down a lot more right now, especially than we were over this morning. So again, massive congratulations to you. And guys, if you have been enjoying this content here on this brand new fresh channel, baby, absolutely fresh, only started it less than a week ago, right? 250 subscribers currently. If you have been enjoying this content, make sure that you smash that like button on this video. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, join the live streams, come interact, come talk, come join the community, because we're absolutely smashing it here on the Crypto Catch Up, and we're going to keep doing that. So shout out to you guys for making this all possible. I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to see you in tomorrow's videos and maybe even another live stream. See you all in the morning. Peace out, everybody.